Meladash, Melanore. Good morning, friends, and welcome back once again. You've joined Fix You, a level 36 Blood Elf Holy Priest, currently in the village of Ramkhan, which is in the Oldham region. It's just quite scenic here, so I thought I would pick this spot to launch the video. And as usual, we're going to be leveling up through the Dungeon Finder or Group Finder tool, and at the moment trying to get Cataclysm dungeons. Actually haven't even had one yet, so hopefully we'll be getting our first Cataclysm dungeon in this session. I think I mentioned in the last video, when the Dungeon Finder cannot find a dungeon for you in a timely way, it offers you any dungeon. So I'm going to pause the video and hopefully we'll see you in a Cataclysm dungeon soon. Well, we didn't have any luck with the Cataclysm dungeons. It just seems no one wants to run them. That's what it seems like. So the Dungeon Finder has offered an alternative. So we're just waiting now on a DPS to select yes or no. Hopefully yes. No. I'm sure the requeue will be quick. Let's try that again. Tank selected. 2 more DPS to confirm. $57 gold as a reward. So we're going to do a Warlords of Draenor dungeon. I think it's the Evergreen or Ever something. Everbloom. Great. I was close. Tankers are setting off pretty quickly. Better catch up. I haven't run the Everbloom for a very long time. I do remember most of the mechanics, I think. Seems like the tank's using damage mitigation as well, which is really good. Makes my job so much easier. Not sure who pulled that guy. I think they maybe just patrol around. So we've got a Warlock, Gul'dan, Tadsurian, Hunter, Icarus, Death Knight, and Tar, Warrior Hunter. Warrior Hunter. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason the Hunter's taking a lot of damage. The Warrior tank is doing really well. I think the Death Knight just grabbed that guy off me. It's very charitable of them. I'm quite liking Tar's tanking at the moment. Holding aggro really well. Sending a pretty good pace. And using lots of damage mitigation spells, I think. I could be wrong, but I think he is. She is. Just going to spam heal during these fights. Icarus has been keeping out of trouble, not taking too much damage. It's often the other sort of melee classes you got to watch, Let's throw a renew on just to keep them topped up. It's generally better if the other melee classes stand behind the mob being tanked and not stand with the tank. Okay, so here's our first boss fight. First of all, before we start on the boss, we have to clear the area. So I'll keep the tank alive just with heal and renew. Got to keep an eye on this tank, he moves very quick. I need to keep an eye on that hunter who seems to be pulling mobs for some reason. Generally it's considered polite to only attack the mobs that the tank is actually engaged in fighting, sorry. Okay, so the boss comes to life now. It's a pretty simple boss fight. There is a little bit of a mechanic to figure out. It's generally a good idea to tank this guy at the back away from the river, or the pond I should say. He's gonna start a process where he attracts water globules towards him, and the role of the DPS is to kill those water globules. Here they come. Because these things will heal him. I wonder if I can interrupt that. Stun it. Not really. I think the tank knows what he's doing, but Icarus, the Death Knight, is still attacking. Not realizing you need to kill these ads. Because they basically, I think they pretty much heal the boss. Got a couple of other ads there. Why didn't we just tell the group? Normally I don't get involved in the group politics, but when I see someone just completely not knowing what to do, it's probably worth saying. Okay, there we go. Bit of gold. Mounting up. Gotta keep up, the tank is well and truly ahead of the game here, which is a positive trait sometimes, sometimes not so much. Might just throw Guardian Angel on the tank, he's taking a lot of damage. When you fight these packs of trash mobs, as they're called, they can put all sorts of interesting debuffs on you, like poisons and wounds and things, which increases the damage you take. I was doing so much healing there, I generated some threat from some random mob. Came running over to pounce on me. I've still got quite a bit of threat. I need to click on fade at some point. No, it's all good. tanks onto it. Once again, tanks powering ahead. So I've clicked on him, Guardian Angel, which increases healing and keeps him alive actually if he dies. But it's not a very long acting spell. Icarus taking damage. Icarus is not taking too much damage, which is helpful. The Warlock and the Hunter taking almost no damage, which I really like. Okay. It's a big pull from the tank. So I'll just spam heal. And here we have another boss fight. The secret of this boss fight is killing those guys in the right order. Avoiding the big swirlies on the ground. I think the Hunter didn't avoid them. I'm going to click Fade because I'm generating too much threat from my overhealing probably. So the tank has marked up that guy there. People aren't really using their interrupts on the healer, which is a little bit annoying. Whoops, better get out of that. Going to use a group heal here. Okay, just going to stand a bit closer to the tank. Now it's Earthshaper Tilu's turn. And Dulu just keeps running around like a mad thing during the fight. He's the last boss we attack in the fight. Okay. This is the third guy, Dulu. Some leggings. Tank jumping away super fast. I'm gonna skip the bonus boss, it looks like. Whoops, better get out of that. The Warlock's asking for help summoning something. Let's see if the tank is interested. This area can get very ugly if you overpull. And there are lots of patrols. There's a strange mechanic as well where you get pulled into this frost ring thing. Not sure what it's called exactly. So we're going to summon something. I'm not sure exactly what that was all about. There's a little mage there. Better get out of the frost things. Like a gravity well. Oh. Completely disoriented there. See me sliding along the ground into the gravity well. Okay, boss time. That's the boss in the middle of the garden there. Not sure if we actually did what the warlock wanted there. To jump over these flames, which I just remembered at the last minute. But the tank is not really taking much damage at the moment, just barely healing. And we're going to jump again. And I'll give him an instant heal. Okay. Got some wrist wraps. And now final boss. You kind of enter an instance within the instance. For the final boss, these vines come down. Hopefully. There we go. And then we enter this sort of portal looking thing. Okay. And away we go. Hopefully someone will cast some kind of bloodlust like that. Don't think I should stand in front of that boss. I think he casts some kind of frontal cone. There it is, like that. Okay, now we run all over these flowers before they spawn. Looks like no one else knows that they should do that except me. Oops, clicked the wrong button. Icarus taking a lot of damage for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. And the boss is pretty much down now. And that's it. That's the Everbloom. Got quite a lot of armor in this run. So let's leave the instance group, head back to Oldham. See what's in the bags. Okay, so wrists, level 42 wrists. That's an increase, so I'll swap it out. Got a satchel of goods. So we've got some gloves, level 42. That's another upgrade. Salvaged goods. Silver pendant, sorry. Shoulders we don't need. And we're going to have to start getting some other armor soon, as my heirlooms are going to run out. Don't need that. Don't need the leggings either. So I'm going to disenchant them. Disenchant everything I don't need, basically. Rich illusion dust. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is get my mammoth out. And the mammoth, I can use these little vendors. Sell my junk. Quite a lot of junk. That'll do. Okay. I think we should re-queue, run another dungeon. So once again, I'm going to try using Cataclysm dungeons and see how we go. And I'll see you soon. Okay, once again, no Cataclysm dungeon available, so it's put us into this Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, which is actually quite good, because I haven't done this one for a while. Let's take this quest. Quests plural. Nice. We've got ourselves a monk tank. We've got a rogue. And 2 shaman. So let's see how this tank goes. It's a Volpera, which is one of the new races in the game, like a little fox. You can see the boss walking around. So far, not taking too much damage. Just using renew and heal. I should download recount, see if people are doing adequate damage. Longfang, cool name. Did a bit too much healing there. Sometimes if you heal too much too quickly in a fight, you'll attract all the aggro, which you don't want. I've got a static charge. When you've got that on you, it's best not to move, otherwise it damages all your teammates. This is one of the tricky things with monks, they move very quickly, so you got to keep up. And he's away again. Keep half an eye on the boss, the general. Got 2 shaman casting over my shoulder there. just get a bit closer to the tank so you can see the action a bit more on the video. Okay, someone just leveled up. Not sure who that was. Long Fang. Okay, I've got this static charge thing again on me, so I need to stand still till that stops. I don't know how to pronounce the boss's name. General Barngrim. Bjarngrim. Generally he's an okay boss. The fight can go wrong. There's a few mechanics to be mindful of. He does have a couple of ads with him. And he does, I think he does a big spinning whirlwind move at some point, which you need to avoid, I think. It's been a while since I've done this dungeon. He does something a bit clever. Okay, I need to put a guardian spirit on the tank, and those guys, the DPS, need to get those ads. Here he comes. Just telling the group to go for the ads. Okay, not sure what happened there. He's now finally taking some damage. I think the DPS should have been on the ads a bit sooner, but that's just my opinion. So maybe I was wrong about that spinning attack. This defensive stance makes it harder to kill him. I'm just spamming heal on the tank at the moment. The good news is that hardly anyone else is taking damage, which I like. And the rogue, to his credit, is standing behind the boss, another good trait. Okay, keeping up with the tank. Got to run through the crucible. This is pretty much a case of keep moving. You can see we're all getting a fire debuff on ourselves, so it's a good idea just to keep moving through that zone. Don't just stand there. And you gotta wait for this to wear off. It reduces your armor, which is not good. Tank wants to keep moving. Makes my job a little bit harder. So spam heal. We've all still got that debuff on us. Tank's pulling the mobs down the stairs. I want to fight them on the stairs for some reason. Okay. Coming up to the next boss, this guy up here, Volcan. Tank's marked himself with a little skull, makes it easier to see him, which is very handy. Oh, we all took a bit of a hit there. Let's use a prayer of healing. Just spamming heal again. Some loot. Okay, this boss is pretty simple. He doesn't really do that much really in terms of special mechanics. He sends out these little golems. They of course need to be got rid of if possible. There's a debuff coming out as well. What does that debuff do? Fire damage. Shattering Stomp. There's a bit of AoE damage there onto the whole group. Okay, that boss is down. Now we head this way. Let's follow the tank through this corridor. There are all these guys that look like statues, but I can assure you they're not. They come to life randomly. And the tank's job here is to gather them all up. But I wouldn't pull the entire room if I was the tank. Can get a bit hairy. Hopefully we can handle this many. They do fear, that's one of the problems. So you can find yourself feared into more mobs. And then it gets out of control. Tank is heading ahead, plowing ahead. It's just going to fade so I don't get attacked. I got silenced there. It's not good. Taking a lot of damage for some reason. Someone kindly threw me a heal, that's nice. Got a self-heal. Not sure who's damaging me. Tank's running ahead already. Coming up to another boss in a second on these stairs. Kind of a lightning boss. It's a bit of a funny mechanic in the next fight with the boss. Just checking where everyone is. There's the boss at the top of the stairs. Everyone's taking a bit of damage. Okay. So this boss turns himself into lightning halfway through the fight, and you've got to basically just run away from him. Hopefully everyone knows that. We'll find out. I'll give the rogue a bit of a renew, just in case the rogue doesn't know that. Where'd the tank go? So now we run. And then we run back. Prefer it if the tank would tank him just at the top of the stairs. not the biggest problem in the world. Okay. Now this next room is one of those rooms where you have to pay attention. It's very easy to overpull, especially these patrols. I mean, I'm sure the tank knows that, but I'm just voicing my fears, having been in this room many times and wiped. Just using heal and renew on the tank. Okay, here comes the patrol. Got a new spell, mass res. Someone just put me to sleep. And someone has pulled the patrols. This is what I was afraid of. Sorry to the teammates I couldn't keep alive. Probably shouldn't have hit fear there. That was a bad move. Asleep. And I'm down. I wonder if one of those I wonder one of those shaman would res, but no. So my fears were justified in a way, which I hate being correct, but anyway, in that sense. You just have to run all the way back, which is another drag. Might just pause the video. Okay, we're almost back to the start. Well, back to where we all died. Straight into it. So, taking down the patrol first. Never a bad idea. Take some random damage. Tank is powering ahead, for better or worse. To spam flash heal, taking tons of damage. Okay, standing with the shaman, it's hard to see what's happening. Once again, tank taking loads of damage. I'm taking a fair bit of damage as well. Need to spam flash heal to keep the tank alive. Now I need to spam heal on the shaman. I think it's a poison dart or something that does loads of damage. these guys back a little bit, which is a good idea. It's a poison-tipped spear. That's what does the damage, if you were wondering. They do that random charge, which hits quite hard as well. Okay. That's almost cleared the room now. Just coming towards the final boss in a moment. The final boss does have some kind of mechanic. I can't remember what it is. Hopefully I'll remember in the moment. Just topping up the team with Renew, topping up the tank, dispelling whatever that is. Here comes one of these giants. Oh wow. A flash heal. One of the shamans is doing me a favour by helping out the healing, which is really kind. Taking tons of damage again for some reason. Shamans need to self-heal. I wouldn't go too deep into this room. There's a bit of an overpull there, I suspect. That's a stun, apparently. Didn't know that. Keeps stunning me. Okay, final boss coming up. There's a bit where I think you just need to spam Prayer of Healing as the group just starts taking crazy damage. Just spamming Prayer of Healing. So you can see there's just tons of group damage, and I'm just spamming one spell. Maybe I should use a keyboard. Just use key number 6. Taking big damage. Almost out of mana. Not good. Now once again, spamming Prayer of Healing. We need to really get through this fight. I have no mana left. So this is it, guys. You really need to kill him now because I'm about to die. Wow. Wow, that was quite hard actually. to drink. How about that? I don't think I've ever gone in a boss fight in Shadowlands yet. They want me to run another one, but ropes of lightning. Okay, well, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this leveling journey. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And I hope you join me again soon for more leveling adventures. Take care. See you soon.